Hi, welcome to Dean Park. I hope you're keeping well and enjoying this summer sunshine. In this video I'm going to look at two new additions to my fleet in the last month, and that is the Class 45 and the Class 46 Peak from Bachmann. And because this is a video about the Class 45 and 46, which were nicknamed Peaks, I'll be dropping in a few mountain related puns throughout the video, so see if you can count them up and post how many you've counted in the comment section below. The Class 45 was a development on the earlier Class 44 locos that were introduced in 1959. The original batch of 10 Class 44s were nicknamed after British mountains, so hence were given the nickname Peaks. The name stuck with the Class 45 and Class 46s, even though the naming theme was not continued, something I always found quite hilarious. The Class 45s were built at Derby and Crewe from 1960 to 1962, with 127 of this class being built. They were initially put to service on the Midland Main Line from St Pancras to Nottingham and Sheffield. They remained the main source of traction on the Midland Line until 1982, when the introduction of the Intercity 125 HST sets relegated them to secondary services. They virtually disappeared from the Midland Main Line in the mid-1980s, and were then seen in regular use on the Trans-Pennine Line, working services from Liverpool Lime Street to York, Scarborough, and in and around Newcastle, Manchester and Leeds. They also hauled several named expresses, including the much lamented route from Carlisle to Edinburgh via Hoyk. They even ended up in departmental use in 1987, with 5 of the class working on infrastructure trains in connection with the East Coast Main Line electrification programme. However, all of these locos were withdrawn by 1988. The Class 45 were built with a variety of nose-end designs, including the split box and the centre split head codes as seen in the two examples here. Some 45s ended up having a single central head code design, but the majority of the class had these removed as the nose was plated over to give the well-known sealed beam version. When the top system was introduced in 1971, the steam-fitted peaks were designated 45/0, while the later electric train-heated variants were given the designation 45/1. Bachmann has recently released a host of regional exclusive models with the seal-beamed 45/0s. These 45/1s were later fitted with high intensity headlights on the nose, which incidentally Bachmann has never chosen to model. No Class 45/0s were fitted with this headlight. If you want a 45/1 with or without a headlight, you're going to have to wait for the eagerly anticipated Helljan model, which is arriving later in 2021. The 45s that I have are 45036 and 45053. 036 became a bit of a celebrity in its latter years, as it was the last peak to have domino head codes. It was withdrawn in May 1986, finally meeting the cutter's torch at Vic Berry's in 1988. The end of 053 was a bit more varied, having actually been withdrawn twice in March and November 1983. It was later broken up at Crewe in 1988. The Class 46 was structurally the same as the preceding Class 45 build and had the same Sulzer engine, but differed in the fitment of brush generator and traction motors in place of the Crompton Parkinson equipment fitted to the Class 45. It was also a Class 46, number 46009, that was used in the Atomic Flask crash test demonstration at Old Dalby in July 1984. It was subsequently written off. Despite intermittent use on freight trains, the Class 46s were regular performers on passenger turns, particularly in the North East and South West, Transpennine and secondary North East London trains, and depot allocations reflected this, with locos at Gateshead and Plymouth in 1977 giving a typical spread. The Class 46 also had several named expresses, including the Yorkshire Pullman, Flying Scotsman, Hull Executive, Thames Clyde and Thames Forth, also known as the Waverley route. This is one reason I decided to add one of these class to my fleet. The first withdrawal was in 1977, and all of the 46 were withdrawn by the end of 1984. Bachmann have modelled 46020, which was placed in storage at Swindon in 1980 before being broken up in 1984. 56 Class 46s were built, and they began their lives with twin headcode panels situated in the centre of the nose, with later builds, like the one seen here, with a central headcode panel. The majority received plated over noses with sealed beam headlights in the 1970s. I've picked up two peaks this month, a Class 45, which is in the centre of your shot now, and a Class 46. The Class 45 I picked up second hand, which was DCC fitted with a lens decoder, and I got it for well under £100, which is far from mountains of cash for what I actually got. It was practically in unused condition. I've also added a Class 46, which is a brand new release from Bachmann. The main tooling of the Bachmann Peak has been around for many years. Originally a mainline model's tooling, it has received many tweaks and updates over the years to keep it at the summit in terms of detail expected by today's modeller. However, being an older chassis, the model does not have the ability to switch the head and tail lights independently, with F0 being the only function for all the lighting. There's also no cab lighting on this Bachmann Peak. However, how many of us actually use this function on a regular basis, so perhaps we've saved ourselves a few quid by not having it present here. The loco is powered with a 5-pole motor with twin flywheels, which gives this heavyweight 1 Coco 1 locomotive sufficient pulling power. Later releases of the Bachmann Peaks are fitted with a 21-pin interface. All of my Peaks are fitted with 21-pin decoders from Zemo or Lens. Bachmann's Peak really captures the look and the feel of the heavyweight diesel locomotive. The tooling results in a crisply moulded body and underframe, with the signature stubby nose of this class accurately portrayed. The bogies are well moulded, really capturing the heavy bulky feel of this Type 4 loco. They have separately fitted bogie steps, speedometer cables and sandpipes, and other features include a small tension lock coupler in an NEM pocket, sprung buffers, etched metal roof fan, separately fitted handrails and windscreen wipers, plus grab handles on the front of the nose. The cab, while basic, is adequate and features a very pale skin driver. You get a really small bag of buffer beam detail with the loco, however this is extremely poor. This is an area which really lets the model down and perhaps starts to show the age of this particular model. The buffer beam detail allows for only 2 pipes to be fitted, and unusually features holes for EHT fitted variants, even though I don't think Bachmann has ever featured this on a Peak. These 45 and 46/0s are steam heated locos, this being picked out by the silver ended pipe. Using photos of the class as a reference, I've drilled 3 additional holes in the buffer beam to fit reservoir and vacuum pipes. The red tip pipe is from a Hornby Class 50 detailing pack, and the yellow tip pipes are from a Bachmann 47 detailing pack, albeit painted by me. I really think this sets the loco off far better than the standard pipes available and gives more realism to the model. Power is fed from the track to the motor via brass pickups on the back of the wheels. The innermost wheel sets on both bogies are not powered or have any pickup capabilities. They are basically just dummy wheels. So the loco is actually powered through 4 axles. It'll be interesting to see if the Hellion Peak can knock Bachmann's model off the summit. It's certainly climbing up Hellion's release schedule, and it'll be more electronically sophisticated with a better cab and buffer beam detailing from the factory. However, I can't comment on the overall shape because I've not had them up side by side yet. It'll be interesting to see if the Hellion model will force Bachmann into a change of altitude with regard to their model. The Bachmann Peak is a good model, and in today's price crazy market it holds up well, retailing at £136. I suspect you'll pay significantly higher for the all new Hellion version.